Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehat Designs. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm here with a little kind of how-to video. Hopefully this will work. If it doesn't, I probably won't put it out there. But I thought, well, I might as well try it because a subscriber asked a question to me about texture paste, about if I made my own colored texture paste, and I had used it. I think at what journal was it? Might have been the Levy and Rose that I just did a flip through. And actually, what I had used was Vicki Boutin Creative Fix, and I've used this a lot. This is the rose gold, and I had gotten it at Tuesday Morning quite a long time ago, and I'm almost out of it, and I love it. And I only paid $2.99 for it, so, you know, it wasn't that big a deal to buy it. And I bought the gold, and I had the silver, and I used the gold a lot. And I went out there to go buy more, and it's pretty expensive. It's not $2.99. So, anyway, she had mentioned to me about, have you ever tried using acrylic paint? And I never have, and I thought, well, heck, if I'm going to do this, I might as well just turn on the camera, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you know, okay, that's fine. Well, you know, but anyway, let's go ahead and try this and see what we can do. First off, I have different acrylic paints here. This is just stuff in my stash. This is some Americana baby blue. It's not expensive paint. This is just kind of a beige color, which I kind of like because sometimes you don't want to use, you know, white when you're doing stenciling and stuff. So, because, you know, you can't really see it. And I have some pink. And I've got kind of bright, they're kind of bright colors because I'm thinking you don't want to use too much paint, you know, because it'll make it too liquid. But then I also have some metallic paints here. This is kind of like a really dark bronzy gold, and then this is a pink one, and then here's a gold one. And anyway, so I thought I would try some. And I also have a little bit of mica powder. I just thought I'd try that on, mixing it with maybe one of them and see. My guess is they're not going to come out quite as metallic as, like, you know, the Vicki Boutin or whatever, but that's okay because, you know, that's all right. I'm going to use these little containers that I got from the dollar store. They're perfect if you don't want to make a big batch of something, and I really don't because I have no clue whether this stuff's going to work, and I just have a little spatula I'm going to mix it up with. The main ingredient for this that I'm going to use is this modeling paste. I bought this big container on Amazon, and I will see if I can find the link to put it in there because it was relatively inexpensive for this big container. And I really don't use it that much because, like I said, I usually use the colored ones that I have, and then I use texture paste a lot. And I'm just going to take some and put it in here just to see if this stuff is going to work. Like I said, I don't think you would want to add too much liquid because if you do, then what would happen is you would get, it would be, you know, it wouldn't be very good texture paste. Now I do think, and I didn't even think about this, let me get it real quick if I can go behind me and find it. I do think if you add baby powder or cornstarch, I have some baby powder here, that you can thicken it up if you need to thicken it up a little bit. So it's cornstarch, baby powder. So figured out, well, we'll just do that. All right, I think I'm going to try maybe the blue first. Let's try that. And I haven't opened these yet, so I have no idea if they're any good. I hope they are. So I'm going to mix that up and put some in there. Let's see. All right. let's see here. Like I said, I know you don't want to add too much because it'll make it too liquidy. Yeah, see, like I think that is probably a little bit too liquid. I like the color. I think the color's good. Let's see here. I think probably I'll add a little bit of this powder just to make it a little thicker. You don't want it super thick, but at the same time you don't want it so thin that, oh, it's going all over the place. Here we go. Now I probably put too much in. Well, no, not really. Yeah, I think that turned out pretty good. Well, yeah, I guess it works. So, alright. I like that color and I like the texture. That stuff smells good. It's got a lavender smell. Okay, I'm going to get my stencil out here. I just bought this and let me check that out. Let's check it out. I am going to get my trusty music pages. I just have a ton of them. I'm going to pull out a few just to see. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this and, alright, this is the one we're going to use. I think I'll just do it in half. Oh, that'll be pretty. Let's try that. And I'm just going to try this. I really love the color. I don't know why I haven't ever thought of this. I'm sure plenty of people have done this before. I think because I already had the colored stuff already, I just didn't think about it. But I do think if you're going to do this, though, honestly, you will need to have like some cornstarch or baby powder or something, because when you add the paint, it adds liquid, and it might, and I guess it really does depend on what your modeling paste that you already have. So okay, all right, so now I'm going to pull that off. I've got one spot right there. Oh yeah, I think it worked really well, right? So we're gonna dry that and then see how it works. I will tell you this, guys, I learned my lesson. Definitely I have a pan of water sitting next to me, soapy water, because your modeling paste will dry on your stencils and ruin your stencils. Okay, so that's cool. So I'm good with that. I'm going to wipe the side of that off because I think I would use that. I love the color. It's that perfect little kind of French blue. Alright, so let's try. I'm going to leave that to the side, and I probably will dry it a little bit so you guys can see it in the end. I want to try the pink. Okay, I'm going to put this aside too, because honestly, or maybe I'll just wipe it off. I've got wipes here, so ready to go. Alright, let's try the pink. I don't see why it wouldn't work, right? You know what? No, let's try the beige. This is kind of like a flesh tone. And honestly, I get, like sometimes you don't want a lot of color, but you don't want it white, because here you are doing this vintage journal, right? Let me try. Did I already wipe that other one off? Nope, I didn't. Let me wipe that off. I'll just use the same one. Just wipe it off. I have some plastic ones, but I might as well just use the same one. Just get all the blue off of it. Okay, so now I'm going to just take a little bit and put it in here. And I'm going to do the flesh tone. I think that would be good. A little bit more. And this isn't the thickest, so, you know, like I said, you may not have to add, you know, much powder to it, but okay. Let's see if I think that could be mixed up good. I don't use my paints that often. That's why half the time I'll open them up, they'll be dry or they won't be mixed or whatever. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit in there. All right, maybe, well, we'll see how that mixes up. How about that? I still have blue. I need a new wipe, I think, because of what the issue is here, guys. Okay, yeah, I just need a new wipe. I'm just spreading the blue everywhere. Okay, so let's try that. Let's just try that. Yeah, I can tell it probably need, I don't want it as dark as the actual paint is. Oh yeah, that's good. I want it to be like a light beige color. Oh, love that. I think I love that. Yeah, I don't want it as dark as that. I kind of want to just tint it to where it's not white, but it's kind of an off-white. Oh, this is perfect. Oh yeah, I love it. So you want to mix it good, otherwise you're going to get spots in there. And of course, I got it everywhere. All right, so let's try doing that. Oh yeah, I got blue paint everywhere. I can't believe all the blue paint I got everywhere. I don't really understand how I did it, but I did. Okay, so I'm just gonna get another piece out because that one's kind of messed up. And I have a ton of vintage music papers. I bought this set, a whole set of these, and they're like from the 1930s. And I bought it off of eBay, and I bought the entire set, and it was relatively cheap. So I do have a lot, but I love using them. They're the perfect size to put inside the journal. Okay, so let's try that, and I'm going to try a different stencil. So I'm going to try maybe, let's see, where do I want to put that? Maybe I'll put that right here, or maybe in the middle. I'll put it in the middle. So this is just like a very light. Oh, you know what? I didn't put any powder in that. I think I should. It seems kind of liquidy. I'm going to put a little bit in there. I'm not going to put as much as last time, but I mean, you could certainly use it like this, but I think it will work better if it's a little bit thicker. Yeah, that thickened it up a little. I actually think it needs more. This time I'm not going to squirt it because it goes all over the place. There we go. It still does when you mix it. That's okay. It smells really good. All right. All right, yeah. See, that I think that's a better, you want at least the consistency of peanut butter, I would think. If it's less than that, I think you could have problems. So, yeah, I could tell when I started to put it on, it just seemed a little bit too thin. Now, I have heard people use spackling paste, and I could certainly see how that would work. This has a little bit more of a shine to it than like a spackling paste would. It's not super shiny, but it's definitely a different texture. It's not as heavy, so so that would be different. Now, I don't know whether you could mix the spackling paste with the with oh yeah, see? Look at that, guys. If you blow off the...
understand. I could certainly see how that would work. This has a little bit more of it, a little bit more of a shine to it then.
Okay, so I have absolutely no idea why my watch started talking back to me. That's so funny. Anyway, this is yeah, I think this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, and the other thing too about using spackling paste, it, you know, I don't know the pre-mixed kind, I've had this for a long time, and it was not expensive. I'll see if I can find the link for you guys, because it was not expensive. Not at all. Not even nearly as much as, you know, the little tiny containers that you buy from certain people that I use. I'm not saying I don't ever use them, but I'm just saying for cost-effective ways of doing things. Yeah, that's pretty. See, I just like that little bit of beige. That's nice. Okay, why don't we try kind of a metallic look? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe that off. I can't believe how much I'm getting paint everywhere. So I dumped that stencil in my water because I'm telling you, I have ruined quite a few stencils. And normally, to be honest with you, when I'm not doing a video, I would definitely just go directly and put it in, you know, rinse them off. But when I'm doing a video, I tend to, you know, just put things aside. Okay, so I'm going to try, and this is, let me show you if I can open it. Gosh, this stuff gets so tough. I'm going to tell you one thing that I have learned on your containers like this. Take Vaseline and put it around the edges, and it just keeps it from sticking. You know how you can't get them open. And honestly, I normally put some cling wrap or something in here, and that keeps them from drying out. This is kind of a very metallic kind of look to it. It's a beautiful color. It's rose gold and it's really pretty. But I'm going to try and make something similar to that if I can. I don't know. You know, we'll see. Where's my containers? Oh, here they are. Okay, let's try that. Let's try. Okay, so this is rose, and it's definitely a metallic. So let's try that. All right, so let's try that again. Let's see, did I wipe that up? Not real good, did I? Okay, so let's do it again. Put that in there. I mean, so far so good. You know, and I didn't pay very much for this big container, so this is a very, very cost-effective way of doing it. But I think I am going to probably go get some spackling. And I looked in our garage, and we had some. It was a little tiny container, and it was dry. So let me try this. I don't want to get too much of this out. I'll just use the other side of this. I don't want the blue to get in there, but this is one of those little, you know, shish kebab things that I commandeered from my kitchen. I don't cook anymore with anything. I just use everything for crafting. Yeah, I could have just squirted it out, but oh well. I think it's going to need more than that. Come on. I don't want a big blob to get in there is what I'm trying to avoid. So, and I don't have that much of this left. And it's the only metallic pink that I have. Oh, come on, a little bit more. I may have to just resort to a blob because I think it's just kind of thick, but I don't want to add water to it. It helps if you have the right stuff, guys. But I am trying to just use what I have. I'm wiping that off. Let me do that. Ugh. That is going to make a mess. Okay. Big old blob right there. Alright, let's try that. I don't have that much in there. Oh yeah. Oh gosh. I don't know if you guys can tell if it's kind of metallic yet. It is kind of. It's not nearly as much as, you know, the other. And it's definitely not that color. But it's a very pretty pink. Very, very pretty. Okay, so I don't think it adds the metallic shine to it. But let me see here. I'm going to mix it good. It's really pretty color. Okay, so let's try that. And I have this stencil. So I have to use it. I won't use the whole thing. I'll just use part of it. Oh, I didn't put the powder in again. I really do think you could use it without it, but I just think it's a little bit too liquid. I actually found when I used this that it was a little bit kind of on the, you know, not thick side, just by itself, like if I just use a modeling paste. So it doesn't surprise me that when you add liquid to it, which you are doing when you add the paint, that it's just a little bit too, yeah, you really just want it at least peanut butter. That would be at least that, because otherwise it's going to get underneath and it's not going to do a good impression. And isn't that pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so let's get all of that off of there. Okay, so there we go. We're going to try that. Do all the way down. I missed this one. And it doesn't take a lot, guys, when you do this, if you haven't ever done it. And you just want to have a you know, just something to spread it with. You could use a credit card if you wanted to. Although I like the wrist action that you get, to where you're not, you know, you're not digging it down there. You can get a set of these really cheap. In fact, I think I got these off of Amazon cheap. I've got to figure out how to do that Amazon affiliate thing. If anybody knows how to do that, let me know, because I tried to figure it out and I couldn't, because I buy so much just from Amazon, just because I'm lazy and I don't want to go out and buy it. You know, I like it to just come to my door. I think during, you know what, I got so used to that. Okay, so I think that that's good. Let's pull it up, see what we get. Oh yeah, is that pretty or what? Now that might be a little bit brighter than you might want, so you could definitely dull that down, and that's just, you put less paint in it. And now it does not have the metallic look that the Vicki Boutin stuff does, so why don't we, I'm going to take, how about if I take some of this, and I'm going to add, where's my little cup thing? Am I out of them? I hope not. Okay, let me see if I can find one more. I'm going to just use this thing. I'm going to use this little thing here. I'm going to try and put that aside. I'm running out of spaces to put all these things. I'm going to add, I'm just going to take some of this out of there, and I'm going to add just a tiny bit of mica powder, and I want to see if I can get it to have a little bit more of that glimmery look to it. And this is just, I don't know, I just bought this off of Amazon. It was a good buy, but mica powder has that little shimmery, you know, the little shimmery in it. So I'm thinking if I add that to it, I could have added that instead of just Well, I put quite a bit in there. I didn't mean to put that much, but oh well. You know, instead of the baby powder. It's getting everywhere. Okay, let me see. Oh boy, I think I need to add more of the pink in there because it's definitely a lot of mica powder. Probably should just dump it all in there. I wonder if I should do that. I'll just do that since I put so much and it's getting everywhere anyway. All right, let's see. So, I don't know why, I've just been in this kind of like mad scientist mood where I wanted to play with all this stuff and, you know, mix it all up. And see, that's what I was afraid of. Now it's kind of got, the mica powder's kind of got lost in there. It didn't really do anything. Ugh. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't really see that it did anything to that at all. It made it a little shimmer. I think you have to add a lot more. That's what I think. Yeah, I think so. Let me see. I'm going to add more. See what it does. You know, I don't have a lot in here, but I have a lot over here. You can see it shimmering there, see? So, I don't know. Maybe after it dries, it'll you know, show up more. This will be a good comparison. We can take this. Now, it's definitely making the pink darker, so obviously the mica powder by itself probably would tint your modeling paste. So, all right, so I am gonna try that and then see when it dries if it has like a shimmer on it, right? Let's use the same pink one because that way we can compare it, but I've already put it in the water, so let me wipe it off real quick. I've gotten good at putting the stuff in the water because I just have ruined so many stencils. You know, and I've even tried, you know, doing the stuff to get it off, and it just, I get some of it off, but okay, so let's just try that, and then that way we can go kind of compare, you know, when they're dry. I don't know, should I add powder to that? I think a little bit, just a tiny bit. I don't want to dull it down. That's what I'm trying not to do, but I do want it thick enough that it's not going to go under the stencil and stuff like that. Okay, there we go. All right, that's good. Got a big blob right there. Mix it all up. Okay, so I am gonna, this is with quite a bit of mica powder in there, so let's try that. And normally I don't put that much on there, so, but that's okay. As long as you spread it sideways and don't go under, it usually goes pretty easy. This is such a great thing to do, like on the edge of a page, or like here I'm doing it on this music sheet. I mean, you know, you always have all those little music sheets you stick in your journal. Well, this way it jazzes them up a little bit. That's the one thing I like about doing junk journals, is just there's so many fun things that you can add and incorporate. Make it more artistic and more fun to make. Okay, alright. I don't care that it goes down perfectly. That's not really ever my goal. Perfect is never my goal. If you watch my channel, you would figure that out. Oh yeah, that turned out pretty. I just don't really see a lot of shimmer in it, so I think it would be hard to do that, but I do see it. It got way darker, you know. So let's put that aside and we'll let it dry. If I can find any more room to put this, let's see. I may have to put this over here. Okay. So now that we've done that, I'm going to try this gold metallic and see if I can get that to work. I'm going to put that in my little thing here. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup and I'll be right back. Okay, so now, let's see. So we've done the pink, we've done the blue, we've done the kind of beigey color. So now I think what I'm going to do is I have this, it's called chocolate brown metallic, and it's really kind of a bronze color. So I think I'm going to try that. Okay, let's check that out. You know, worst case scenario, it'll make it kind of a brown color, I would think, right? So I'm going to try that. I've got another little mixer thing here. Let's try that and see. I don't know. I just don't think you can go wrong doing this because it's so many fun colors, right? So the only thing I have left to do is I definitely need to get some spackling and see if I can get, now this is, there's not much in there, so I'm hoping there's enough in there. Oh yeah, there's some. See, it's kind of a, I don't know, hard to explain color. That's why I thought it would be really cool, because it's just, it is a brownish color, but it looks kind of bronzy. Oh yeah, this actually looks more metallic. Oh yeah. You know, and it's definitely dulled down when you add it with the white. I'm not going to say it doesn't, so let's see. I'm hoping, well, it kind of actually just made it a gray color. You know, I guess when you add the brown and the, right? That's kind of, I don't know if I like that. Guys. It didn't really turn very metallic. Okay, so let's put some powder in that. I don't think adding more color would really help. I don't think it would. I think it's just going to be that color, which I'm not really fond of, to be honest with you. It looks like a kind of a putty, I don't know. May have to fix that up later, huh? Add something else to it. But that was this. So let's see. And I added quite a bit of paint, so I don't really think adding more paint would be the answer to that one. So let's see. We will try something else. And then take that one. Do another one. All right, let me try this and see how it's going to look. I think it's definitely thick enough, but it definitely has a grayish look to it, which is, I don't know. Yeah, it definitely looks gray, which I guess, you know, there's some situations in what you want a gray. I'm going to say this one's probably a dud, but I will save it because, you know, I don't know what color I could add to that, you know. I just think there might be some circumstances when I could use that color, you know. Not everything is pink and blue and beige, and I do grunge things, so I could definitely see this working for grunge, right? All right. Let us see, right? You know, once you put it in a rose stencil, everything looks good, right, guys? So there you go. That's that. You can't see any of the metallic at all. It just basically changed the color. So, but, you know, Just something to think about, right? Let's try this gold. I have a feeling it's going to basically just turn it beige. You can try that. I think I have one more container. Yeah, I do. So let's do that. Let's try the gold. And I will get, I have another, where's my other little spatula? I'll just use this one. You never know. It might surprise us. You just don't know. All right. Get a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to have to use all these colors up, right? And as I said, I got this huge thing. It wasn't that expensive. So my thing with spackling is I have a feeling it would be a very more of a dull look, but I don't know. I'd have to try it.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I don't know why my watch keeps trying to talk to me. Okay, so there's the gold. Ooh, I didn't mean to put that much in there, but maybe I need that much. Let's see. Let's see. I need another wipe. Doing all these messy things. I am going to be playing with my gel plate this weekend because I have decided I've used almost all the stuff that I've made with it. So I actually put everything in together to mix. Oh my gosh, it's still, powder's just going everywhere. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of doing the same thing. It's not, the metallic part of it just kind of gets lost. And I actually think in spackling paste or something it would be even more so. I am going to try something though. See, it just turned into kind of a beige color. And you saw I put quite a bit of paint in there, so. Because you're basically mixing it with white. Now, I wonder if you did like clear gesso, if it would work. That's a thought. I may have to try that. I have some clear gesso. Okay, let's see. I have mica powder here. I have some gold. Yeah, here we go. This is Pearl X. And let's see. Try some of that. Oops. It's going to basically do the same thing as the pink. Oh gosh, I did not mean to put that much in there. Oh well, if this doesn't do it, nothing will. That's all I'm saying. If this doesn't make it metallic, then nothing, because it is a ton of mica powder in there, guys. I mean a ton. In fact, it's making it really thick, but I don't want to add anything else to it because, and I don't think it did anything, which is a serious waste of mica powder, but oh well, here. Let me take that, scoop it up in there. Well, it's not scooping very well, is it? Yeah, I mean, unless it shows up when it dries, but it's not doing anything. It is changing the color, but I can't really see any sparkly in there, so I'm going to go ahead and put it out and then see if when it dries you can see part of it, but it didn't do very much, and I put quite a bit in there. So the moral of the story so far is that you can make a color, but you can't really make it shimmery. Whatever they do to do that, I don't know. It's a really pretty color though. So at least that's not a waste, right? Okay, so let's try that. And let's see which one we'll use for that. How about this one? Wipe it off a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think whatever it is that you need to maintain it, um, maybe I'll try it with the clear gesso and then see if that does it, because I just don't see that it's really maintaining that shimmer. But this is a little bit, but I put a ton in there, so I don't know how cost effective it is when you have to use that much, you know. Yeah, this does have some shimmer to it, and I have a feeling it will have more when it dries. So, ooh, I didn't need to go off the side. I did, didn't I? Yeah, this has a little bit. So maybe this will be different. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Now, gesso is a little flatter. It doesn't, I mean, it has like less shine than this does, but it's very similar. So I think you could do this with gesso, you know, and add color to gesso. My gesso is a little bit more expensive. I buy a Thinnabar kind, and to me it's just cheaper. This was not that expensive, so but they're similar, so wipe that off a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that actually has a little bit of a shimmer to it, and I think maybe when it dries it might have more. Definitely not as much as like the paste that I've bought before that were they're kind of gold, but it definitely looks more gold. All right, I'm going to dry these and we'll see what they look like when we get back, okay? Okay, so I'm back and I kind of want to show you one thing that I figured out for sure is this grayish brown one. It was the thickest. It was actually really thick to put on, but it made the absolute best impression. So I think the important thing when you do this is to make sure that you have your baby powder or cornstarch or whatever close by, and make it thick enough to where you know it goes on pretty thick, because I think mine is probably more like a pancake batter mix on most of them when I added the paint to it. And it really needs to be, you know, probably more like peanut butter. So that will make it a lot better impression. Here is the beige, which I think turned out really perfect. It's just a lot of times when you don't want the white. I mean, I think you're going, you know, because you're doing something and you want kind of a light color, but you don't want it to be white. So that's a good alternative there. Here's the pink, and this is just the regular. Let me see. We have the two pinks here, and they changed colors only because I put the mica powder in it. So this is the one that I did with a metallic paint, and I don't see any metallic in it at all. That's just with the paint. And again, this one was a little bit too watery, so you see how it bleeds. But it still turned out pretty cool. And you could certainly lighten that out and make it any color you want. This is the one we added the metallic paint to. And I don't see anything in this at all that looks metallic. So, I mean, it made a pretty color, but, you know, it did make it, I don't know. I don't see any metallic in this at all. So, here's the blue. That's the first one we did. I think it turned out great. Again, this one was pretty thick and it turned out pretty decent. But like I said, make sure you make it thick and at least peanut butter consistency. Now this gold one, we put a ton of the Pearl X in it, which is a mica powder. But I think it has more pigment or something. It did actually make it turn a little bit metallic. So, but not a lot. And you saw how much I dumped in there. So I don't know that that's cost effective. overall, my opinion is that if you want to do this to change the color, I think it's well worth it, because it's so easy to do. It doesn't take much paint. You can make just a small amount at a time. If you get some modeling paste, that's a good price, which this is Handy Art Designer's Palette Acrylic Medium Modeling Paste. It's 32 fluid ounces. So, you know, it's definitely worth it for that. I would definitely say for trying to make it a metallic look, probably not worth it, because by the time you dump that much mica powder in there, you could buy just some that's already metallic. So probably not messing with that. But anyway, that's my little experiment for today. Thought I would share with you guys. I don't know when I'll be back. Best thing to do, subscribe, hit the bell. That way I can, you know, or you can, I'm sorry, just be notified when I put something out there, because I try and do a regular schedule, but it doesn't always work. Simply, you know, things get in the way, but a lot of times it has to do with uploading, you know, things and how long it takes and what day it ends up being on. So I'll be back soon, and I'll see you guys then. All right, take care.